Man, I really like the world of Mario. It's so bright, it's so colorful. I really wish it was real. That's the joke. Just cue the video.
So August is my birthday month, and this year I decided to go to Super Nintendo World at Universal Studios Hollywood. Along with my boy Ethan, we decided to make it the best time we could and do absolutely everything. Hit all the blocks, do every level of each game, win and lose on Mario Kart. All that we could in one day, and I'd say we definitely did. So here's a speedy 100%-esque, I guess, review on the entire park. We started our day off in the single rider's line from Mario Kart Bowser's Challenge, and that was such a good decision. Cut our time down from 120 minutes down to 20.
Look at these goofy things. They're cool, I like them.
The best part about this ride is definitely the sets and the music though. The line is amazing with immersive sets and tons of references, but we skipped it. Anyway, the Mario Kart Wii race music hit me with a huge wave of nostalgia. Surprisingly enjoyable without the nostalgia overload too. It's not too aggressive of a ride, but it's definitely a good dark ride by itself. I love the animatronics and the little battles. It's a great dark ride with good immersion, though it's a little rough at the moment. I mean, it comes with pioneering something new. I'd say in terms of theme park rides, it's a very good 8 out of 10. In terms of the park though, it's definitely an S-tier attraction. So since the morning went by pretty fast, we got out of the ride significantly earlier than we expected and started heading over to the Piranha Plant Panic minigame. But there was a line to go meet the best boy!
How do you feel that you're about to meet Toad, the man himself? It's an honor.
So we met Toad real quick, who was definitely a One Piece fan, and then we got in line to go pet a plant. So a quick rundown of how this park works. You need a power band. It makes the entire park just so much better. It's basically not worth it without it. Aside from bashing blocks in, you can connect your power band to the Universal app to track keys and coins. So coins are cool, but the keys and rewards are really what you need. So you need to go to any of the 4 marked key minigames and win at 3 of them to acquire 3 key coins. And once you have those, you can go to Bowser Jr.'s castle. But that's for later. Right now we need to make sure this thing stays asleep. Taking from the Sleeping Plant minigame of Mario 64 and playing the lullaby along with it, you have to bash every alarm clock that's ringing in order to keep him asleep. And by God, there's a lot of them. Our strategy was center and alley. Alley included the 5 leading up to the walkway, and the center included the others in the trapezoid. And like the mad lads we are, we definitely won. It's by far the most active of the attractions there. You'll see yourself sprinting back and forth if you have 1 or 2 people. A solid A-tier attraction at the park. Next thing we did was go to the bathroom. All you need to know is that I was really happy it was a water level, and it became a running joke for the rest of the day. S tier. Next up was the Goomba Crank game. Now, the dude at the front was really cool and recognized my Demon Slayer shirt. That's all, just shout out to this man. Anyway, when Ethan went up, he mentioned that this game is about consistency. And yeah, it is. You've got to spin this crank fast enough, but at the same speed in order to make the Goomba fall over. I guess he's not like the mice from Mario 3D World. So after spinning it around, Ethan got it. And then it was my turn, and since I'd been to the park once before this, it activated something interesting.
Oh, nice.
So after you beat 1 game and redeem keys at Bowser Jr.'s castle, you unlock a hard mode difficulty of each of the games that you just played. So once you've beaten a game once, you can come back into line and play a more challenging version of that minigame. So obviously, I got started on level 2. At first I followed the consistency route, but level 2 means it isn't enough. It's also about speed.
Shinji, crank that, soldier boy.
I won the game, and also made an outdated Evangelion joke. This small addition didn't need to happen, but I'm happy that they added it. It gives a sense of accomplishment to returning to the park, and adds more onto the list of stickers, which are basically just your achievements. We didn't complete all of those, because it's crazy how many of them there are, but maybe one day we will. The Goomba Crank game is a simple and fun play with a good level 2 that focuses on something different. A solid A tier. The line directly next to Goomba Crank is for Peach's meet and greet, so we got in line to meet Princess Toadstool herself. So the tech in these outfits is pretty cool, well developed, and looks true to the source, but is oddly unsettling. As her butlers, we can't really say too much though. And then it began. The Thwomp minigame. This minigame is our favorite, and the first time around, it was pretty easy. Basically, you have to take each of these panels and turn them into the same color. The catch is, by pressing 1, the red arrows can change other panels that you didn't hit. So you have to beat the clock and hit all of them before the thwomp comes down and screws up most of your progress. But this started a chain reaction. That'll come later. All I'm going to say is at this point, it was an A-tier attraction at the park. But we finally had 3 keys, so we could go scan our bands and unlock the lock in the Bowser Jr.'s boss battle. And oh my god, the line is always short, but this room has one of the coolest designs in the entire park. After entering, you're faced with a very well-made stone statue of Junior himself, which we obviously took a photo with. As you go down the hallway, you encounter a ton of wall paintings and paintings on the wall, with references from all over the Mario series. Yoshi's Island, New Super Mario Bros. Wii, and my personal favorite things that they referenced here, Mario Sunshine. There's all the paint across the walls, and Junior's paintbrush is in the next room. It's filled with weapons across the series and the bane of my existence in Smash Bros. But the coolest thing is definitely the block. If you punch it, the paintbrush lights up and the color of the room changes. It's small, but it's fun. Also, remember to scan the treasure chest. The sketch style stays within the tutorial, and using your shadow to bash in Junior's head was actually a very great experience. Only thing I'd say knocked it down was how short it actually was. You kind of wave around for a bit and do some cool stuff, but the conclusion is just a little bit of fun with jumping. It's climactic, but it doesn't always feel that way. It's definitely a fun part of the park that's a must though, especially if you do everything else. Solid B tier. So we beat Junior! And our reservation for the Toadstool Cafe wasn't until 3 o'clock, and it was like 12. We just stuck around and did the Koopa minigame. Now this one is all about timing, where you need to hit the POW blocks just at the right time in order to make the shell hit the last POW block. You can kind of pick up on the timing while you're in line, but not nearly as many people try the hard mode version, so it was a little more rough. Out of all the games, this one is the most simple, so it makes sense why you only have 3 tries before you fail. You can also time out, so while this one involves timing, it's not the best of the attractions here. B tier though, because hard mode difficulty was actually quite difficult. So what was next? We've done every single game, we rode the ride, and oh yeah! We met the Super Mario Brothers. Let me just tell you, Luigi was the boy. It was really hot out, but the people in those suits gave enough personality to the characters, and I wholeheartedly respect that. So now what was next? We had about 2.5 hours, so what could there possibly be to do?
What are we doing now? We're gonna die!
This would haunt us for the rest of the day. We spent about 2 tries at that moment before we went around to enjoy the actual scenery and find any secrets. I'm not going to tell you where, but there are 4 pixel sprites around the park to find. Each of them you can discover naturally and don't usually have to wait. And we found them all. It was a fun little side quest that you get rewards for on the app. We ran around the park for a bit, hitting every block that we could in an attempt to get the every block badge, and I think we did. Also, I did a speedrun of this one area, and I got a funny noise for it.
You did them all!
We also did the classic photo ops, jumped into some paintings, and had fun around a park. Our journey eventually led to the top of Bowser Jr.'s castle, which had the best AC, so with it being hot out, we chilled there with an ambient underground noise. You can also check your progress on these giant screens, so we definitely did. After resting, we tried our luck one more time at Bowser Jr.'s castle, and another hard thwomp to no avail. Then it was finally 3 o'clock, our reservation time for the Toadstool Cafe. Walking inside, the ambience was very nice. It really felt like they ripped a Toad house straight out of Mario Wii and added a glossy wood finish. And a ton of cool power-ups spread about the place. We ordered, we were able to sit down and take in the sights around us. The coolest thing was definitely the windows with the little world events that make you feel like a part of Mario. And then when you play the Comet Observatory theme while we eat, I will never complain. So, I have severe food allergies and didn't buy any food, but I did buy the plate set. Ethan, on the other hand, went ham on his food and bought the garlic mushroom knots, the question block tiramisu, and the Bowser's Fireball Challenge. Oh, and the Superstar Squash Juice, which supposedly was the best thing there. He said the food was mixed. The knots were pretty good, the tiramisu was exactly what you'd expect, and the meatball was really dry, but the sauces were pretty good. I'd definitely recommend the atmosphere, but the food is all up to you. Attraction-wise, B tier. It's a well-themed restaurant with some pretty good food options, but still, it's amusement park food. And that was pretty much it. We chilled at Toadstool for a while and kind of came to our conclusions on the park over some food and drink. I'd say it was a great day and an even better adventure.
What I would be saying. We didn't come back at night.
Please come here at night. The whole place lights up and adds such a cool touch that it makes just everything better. Bowser's castle's eyes light up. The question blocks have so much more spirit. It's really a sight to see if you're a Mario fan. It came back. Hard thwomp. We're some stubborn gamers and refuse to give up. We got back in line 3 times, enough for the person working there to know what we were doing. And guess what? After a ton of tapping,
Push me one more time.
Hard Thwomp was definitely a huge challenge, but worthwhile when the adrenaline hit. Easy S tier now, our favorite game in the park. So it came time for us to finally admit that the day was basically over. So we said screw it and hopped in line for Mario Kart. Now this line is worth waiting in. There's many little bits and bobs across Mario to appreciate. I'd recommend going in near the end of the day. From Yoshi's Island to Bowser's Ass to the Mario Kart track list that I knew from heart for some reason.
Bowser's Castle, N64 Rainbow Road, Yoshi Valley, Rebel Volcano, Shy Guy Falls, Music Park.
We had our share of fun ending the day. Then it was past park closing when we got out. There was also a drone show for some reason. The day went by much faster than we expected and was 100% worth it. If you are at all a fan of Mario, this is definitely the reason to buy a ticket to Universal Studios. Go on a day where you can get it for a good price though, so you have some money for a power band. Overall, this place is one of the coolest and most atmospheric places I've been to, with a great interactive setup that makes you feel like you're really part of the games. I loved the echoing music, the small details, and even... Although the wait times can get a little crazy, this is a lovely place for the whole family. Here's the tier list. Oh, and random block hitting is definitely S tier. It's a nice in-between. So anyway, go Team Toad because that's the best team. And I will see you all next time. Wahoo!
Hey everyone, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I just wanted to say thank you to Charles Martinet. After 27 years of basically providing people with such great childhoods, you've really influenced me, so thank you so much. And here's the next adventure. You're the #1. Yahoo! Alright, see ya.